Hey, what's going on, guys? Kenny. I'm here in Minneapolis, Minnesota at Hannay's Marine. I've got my 2019 Basscat Caracal, and just gonna kind of walk through how I've got it set up, how I've got my storage all set up in here, and just give you an overview of the boat. So I guess we'll start up here in the front. I've got a Minn Kota Ultrex 112 52-inch. Fits really nice. One really cool feature about the Caracal is I can get my rod locker open with the trolling motor stowed away. So that's really nice. I've got a balls out mount. I believe this is the 9-inch extension arm on it. I've got two graphs up here, pan optics with a forward-looking sonar. I've got a side scan transducer on the trolling motor, so that's nice to have side scan up front too. So if you're not super familiar with Basscats, one thing that's different about a Basscat than a lot of boats is the foot pedal position is way up front here. And what that allows me to do is when I'm fishing close quarters, fishing docks and that sort of thing, I'm up basically in front of the trolling motor so I can skip and make pitches and not have the trolling motor in my way. So that's a really nice feature in a Basscat. Specific to Caracal, it's got this nice day box up here. So in this day box, I keep a lot of just soft plastics and dye and just things that I'm going to be using throughout the tournament or throughout the day. Another nice feature about a Caracal is that you can get the retractable rod straps built in. They're set up for them. So those are really nice to have. And then I guess I'll just start going through my compartments and how I've configured all my storage. So first of all, I'll show the rod locker. And in a Caracal, the main rod locker is right here in the center. And one thing that's really nice about that is I can have my rods, out on my deck, and I can still get to more rods throughout the day if I decide there's a different technique that I want to grab out of there quickly. I don't have to move all my rods out of the way to get into the rod box. So that's one nice thing. This box here I use for my plastic storage, and usually just keep the life vest on top, and then I keep all my plastics in gallon bags. Keep those all in here. Then moving over to this front center storage box, I keep a lot of the Plano boxes and keep my rain gear up in that one. There's a nice holder here for seat post, so good place to store that out of the way. This next box back, I also keep tackle. This is going to be more Planos, and then just some miscellaneous tackle. And another really cool thing about a Caracal is it's got this built-in net storage over on this side. So we always know where the net is at all times, and it just slides out super easy, just like that. Slip it back in there and it's out of the way. Also on the same scabbard is where I keep all my pliers and the measuring ruler. All that slips out of the way here, and you can just tuck it in there and it stays there no matter how rough a water I go through. So this compartment over here, I've just mostly got miscellaneous stuff. Keep like first aid kit and some electronic stuff. My fire extinguishers in here, push pull. This is another rod locker if you do want to put some more rods in there. But I've got 25 or so rods that I carry in the boat with me at one time, and I've got all those in this one big compartment, so it fits plenty. I do take the organizers out, and that allows me to fit more rods in there. But yeah, plenty ample storage for rods, and if you do like to carry more than about 25 or 30, you can certainly fit at least 12 more in this box too. All right, so moving back here to the console area, I've got two Lowrance HDS 12s on a Bass Boat Technologies dual console mount. I've got an adjustable tilt steering wheel on it, which is handy for a guy with big, tall legs like me. The dash is super clean, super simple. Got a USB charging port that I can run my GoPro on all day long with. Got a kicker audio system, so it's Bluetooth, connects right to my iPhone. Moving back here a little further, we've got, in this model Caracal, I've got two 26-gallon tanks in the back. You can get it configured with tanks under the seats, but if you do that, then you lose the under-seat storage. But for me, I've got under-seat storage, and under this one, I usually keep all my culling equipment, like the cull beam and the scale and G-juice and a weigh bag and all that kind of stuff under my driver's seat. Then under this seat here, you can fit a spare prop in there. I keep my tools under this one, and I keep my spare prop in the back. I'll show you that in a minute. So in the center console, you can either choose to have a seat there, or like in this one, I put a carpeted step in there. Thing I like about having the center step is that it's got this little box in here, and it's just perfect to put my phone, my keys, like a microfiber rag to clean my screens with, and it's just an awesome little compartment. Nice bonus feature under the step is a cooler right here, so you don't have to go far. If I'm driving around or idling or whatever, I can just reach right in here and grab my snacks or drinks out of there. That reminds me, there is another cooler up here in the middle, and it's maybe a little bit deeper, but about the same size. So I usually give my co-angler that cooler, and I take this one. And then there's a box next to here as well, and you can really use this for about anything you want to. It does not have a drain in it, so I usually use it for just throwing like trash or just kind of miscellaneous things. Some guys keep their line in there, that sort of thing. Then over here, we've got the passenger side rod box. It does fit a couple of little smaller rods. I don't know the exact length that you can fit in there. I don't actually use it for rods personally, but this is where I keep all my line. So I've got bulk spools of line in here. Got a spooler in there and some water shoes in case I ever need to jump in the lake or whatever. So that's just kind of how I like to use that box, but you certainly can put more rods in there if you do want to do that. All right, moving back, we've got live wells here in the middle. They use these latches on the outside of the boxes, and a couple of nice things about that is that you don't have, normally you'd have a big latch coming in right here, and that transfers heat into the live well, and it also is rough on fish. If you're going through really rough water, the fish can bounce up and hit on that latch. So it's really nice having them on the outside like this. There's super deep live wells. They are the triangular shape, kind of the Basscat standard, but one thing that I like to do is just stick my cull clips in these little holes. They fit perfect. I don't know if anybody else does that, but it works out really slick. So it is just a divided live well. There's spray bars on either side. And yeah, they keep fish really healthy because how deep they are. Then behind my seat, I keep more tackle. This is where I keep my heavier tackle. I've got like my jigs and my tungsten weights and that sort of thing. And then just in this corner, I keep my rope and gloves and hat and toilet paper, because you gotta have that. Then over on this side, there's another full compartment back here. I just leave this empty for my co-angler. You can fit planos in here, or you can fit a small tackle bag or whatever you want to leave open for your co-angler. So that brings us back to the bilge compartment. And one nice thing about a Basscat is these back hatch doors slide off, so you can just take them out of the way, which is nice. And then that gives you access to this little secret compartment back here in a Caracal. And that's where I keep my prop. And a spare hub and spare trolling motor prop. Just kind of the things that you don't use very often, hope you don't need to use kind of thing, but nice to have a place out of the way to put them. So that's basically it for the inside of the boat. Got the 225 Yamaha show on there. It's rated for a 225, so that's what we got on here. It's a 19'8" boat. Got an Atlas hydraulic jack plate on here, and honestly, like, this boat performs super well with a hydraulic jack plate. I like to run mine kind of lifted up pretty high when I take off, and then drop it down once I get going, and that'll help me get faster speed and a smoother ride. So I guess just a couple features on the trailer that I really like is all the lights are LED. There's LED lighting throughout the boat. I forgot to mention there's LED lights in all the compartments and also in the live well, which is super nice. There's an LED reverse light. Awesome boat. It's been my tournament boat for the past 2 years, and just love everything about it. I think there's some folks that think that they need a 20-foot plus boat, but this 19'8" fishes like a 20-footer and it rides super well, so it's honestly a really, really good tournament boat. And yeah, like everything about it. So here it is, 2019 Basscat Caracal.